Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 23, titled Devahuti's Lamentation, text number 57. Saham Bhagavato Nunam Vanchita Mayaya Dridam Yatvam Vimuktidam Prapya Namumuksheya Bandhanat. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. My Lord, surely I have been solidly cheated by the insurmountable illusory energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, for in spite of having obtained your association, which gives liberation from material bondage, I did not seek such liberation. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. An intelligent man should utilize good opportunities. The first opportunity is the human form of life, and the second opportunity is to take birth in a suitable family where there is cultivation of spiritual knowledge. This is rarely obtained. The greatest opportunity is to have the association of a saintly person. Devahuti was conscious that she was born as the daughter of an emperor. She was sufficiently educated and cultured, and at last she got Kardama Muni, a saintly person and a great yogi, as her husband. Still, if she did not get liberation from the entanglement of material energy, then certainly she would be cheated by the insurmountable illusory energy. Actually, the illusory material energy is cheating everyone. People do not know what they are doing when they worship the material energy in the form of goddess Kali or Durga for material boons. They ask, Mother, give me great riches, give me a good wife, give me fame, give me victory. But such devotees of the goddess Maya or Durga do not know that they are being cheated by that goddess. Material achievement is actually no achievement, because as soon as one is illusioned by the material gifts, he becomes more and more entangled, and there is no question of liberation. One should be intelligent enough to know how to utilize material assets for the purpose of spiritual realization. That is called Karma Yoga or Jnana Yoga. Whatever we have, we should use as service to the Supreme Person. It is advised in Bhagavad Gita, Swakarmana tam abhyarcha. One should try to worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead by one's assets. There are many forms of service to the Supreme Lord, and anyone can render service unto Him according to the best of his ability. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada.
That she did not utilize the great opportunity she had to spend time with Kardama Muni, who was a great yogi, who was a liberated soul, a saintly person. Instead, she was seeking simply enjoyment with him as his wife. So she is lamenting for that. Now, after the entire process of spending time with Kardama Muni, traveling to all heavenly places, and having enjoyed together, she is stating here that I have been solidly cheated by the insurmountable illusory energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So this idea of being cheated is a symptom of being cheated by Maya, is a symptom of spiritual advancement, great advancement. Because you cannot say that you got cheated unless you realize that I had better opportunities. Only when you know that you had better opportunities for the same investment, you will feel cheated. Otherwise, you cannot feel cheated. You need to have knowledge about having better opportunities. Mother Devahuti enjoyed material gratification of very high order with Kardama Muni, and she feels that she's got cheated. This is not the way somebody else would think in this material world normally. After that experience, they'll come and they will describe, wow, great it was. I did this, I enjoyed that, I enjoyed this, it was like this, it was like that. They'll go on talking about it and meditating about it. Isn't it not? That is the normal behavior of a person who gets good things in life. Now she got all good things in life. And yet she is lamenting because I didn't utilize the association of Kardama Muni. Because whatever he gave me were not the best things that I could get from him. In fact, I get cheated. Prabhupada uses an excellent sentence here. An intelligent man should utilize good opportunities. It says, the intelligent man sees opportunities. He did not just see, okay, this investment is good or not. He goes beyond that. He sees what are the alternate investments. The next level of intelligence it is. Just like if you want to buy a phone, iPhone or something, you want to buy a smartphone, you go and you see, okay, shall I buy this or not? Okay, this has this feature, that so many things, so this is a price. So if you're going on thinking, oh, how good is this phone? That already the phone manufacturer has made it look very good. So you'll buy it. Unless your mind goes out of this phone and thinks of alternate phones. Is it not? So you get stuck there. So in sense gratification is also like this. We get stuck in one sense gratification. Or we get stuck in one source of happiness. We think this brings happiness in life. It may be bringing temporary happiness. But what are you entitled for? Eternal happiness. What are you entitled for? Eternal love. This is your entitlement as a soul. So as a soul, especially in the human form of life, as a soul, as a spiritual person, our entitlement is eternal life. Our entitlement is to get liberated from this material body. That is our entitlement. So if one does not see that, then one simply thinks that something temporarily that gives relief, that gives happiness, that gives power, that gives some love, these things we get bewildered and then we get cheated. And Prabhupada explains here, the greatest opportunity is to get a human form of life. It's a great opportunity. An even greater opportunity is to be in a family or an environment where you can actually practice Krishna consciousness with freedom. Third, Prabhupada says the greatest opportunity in human life is to get association of saintly persons. Because with the association of saintly persons, with the association of persons like Srila Prabhupada, with the association of Srila Prabhupada's movement, a person is getting the opportunity to take full advantage of his human form of life, to attain what is his deepest instinct in life. It's not that Krishna consciousness is giving somebody or promising something that we do not know. We all know the pleasures of love. We all know the pleasures of knowledge, pure knowledge. We know the pleasures of sense enjoyment. We know, but then we are only in the material world, these samples are left. The samples of these things left. Samples of what? What is there in perfection in the spiritual world. Our nature is Satchidananda. Our Swarupa is Satchidananda. That deepest instinct in us for Sat and Chit and Ananda is coming out in the form of, when you need something, somebody can sell you very easily, isn't it? If you don't need something, nobody can sell you anything. If you need something, then they'll come and sell you something. It's our fundamental need, Sat, Chit and Ananda. That is the reason why Maya is able to bewilder us with drops of Sat, Chit and Ananda. Illusory. It's not Sat, it is Asat, it is Achit, Nirananda. Daivesha gunamayi mama maya dhuratya mamave prapadyante mayam meti tarantite. Krishna is the ocean of Satchidananda. God is the ocean of Satchidananda. When we get connected to God, then our instinct for Satchidananda is fully satisfied. When we are disconnected from God, when we independently seek Satchidananda, forgetful that I am part and parcel of God, forgetting that I am eternally twinned with God, that is my constitutional position. When you forget that, then Maya energy comes into play. Maya influences the living entity, taking advantage of our need for Satchidananda, our need for existence. Everybody needs to exist. Just see in the material, even in this body, we all work for existence. Eating, sleeping, mating, defending, it's all existential needs. The spiritual world, there is no struggle for material existence like the existence there, here. Because we are all connected to Krishna, and Krishna takes care of his Amsha. And the Amsha is simply engaged in loving service of the Lord. So this aspect of being disconnected from God, that when that is increased, then the living entity is getting cheated more and more. That is the reason why the path of dharma is regulated sense enjoyment. Means whatever is required to keep the body and soul together, you have to feed your body, you have to feed your mind, you have to feed your intelligence. But all our prana effort should be to work towards, to invest towards eternal life, where we are eternally settled, where we feel ourselves complete in association of God. Every amsha will become purna, will feel completeness only when connected to the Lord in loving devotional service. That is the message of Bhagavatam. So we all have our abilities to do something. We have our abilities to think. Like Prabhupada says, one should be intelligent enough to know how to utilize material assets for the purpose of spiritual realization. That is called Karma Yoga and Jnana Yoga. Whatever we have should be used as service to the Supreme Person. It is advised in Bhagavad Gita, Sukarmana tamabhyarcha. One should try to worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead by one's asset. So there are unlimited forms of service to the Lord. And service means, you offer all your abilities. Your thinking, feeling, willing, all your abilities, you engage in service of the Lord. And there are so many ways we can think of serving the Lord. The Lord is, is an infinite enjoyer. So there are infinite ways of giving service to the Lord. Infinite amshas he has got. And his capacity to enjoy is unlimited. So one need not think of, the very limited way of, if I have to satisfy God, then I have to ring the bell and do arati. Surrender to Krishna means, yes, that's all. No. Surrender to Krishna means Krishna's enjoying capacity is unlimited. Everything, when it is connected to Krishna, then we can engage that in devotion service. Because everything is in existence for his pleasure. If we are in Maya, the material world, everybody is in Maya, that is also serving Krishna in a way. What is that serving Krishna? Maya Devi is also Krishna's energy. The living entities who do not want to serve Krishna, they are being forced to serve Maya. They are bonded. Everybody in the material world is bonded. Birth, death, old age, disease. The sense of freedom that we feel in this is completely illusion. Every moment we are moving towards death, how we can never say that we are free? It's just a psyching oneself, one is free. One is completely pushed forward by Kala, old age, death. Nobody is an exemption to that. So there is no question of feeling free. Those who do not accept Krishna, surrender to Krishna, Krishna says, I come to them as Kala, as time. Either you serve Kala or you serve Krishna. That is a choice. We serve Krishna, who is the master of Kala. And that completely satisfies us. Devotional service to the Supreme Lord completely satisfies every jiva because that is his constitutional nature. So, this idea of being cheated is something, unless you have knowledge, you cannot feel cheated. Maybe while getting cheated, you did not have knowledge. Afterwards, if you are saying, I got cheated, that means there is knowledge, isn't it? Similarly, Devahuti, by the association of Kardama Muni, though she was engaged in sense enjoyment with him, but as we discussed earlier, the association of such a great saintly person, even for the sake of sense gratification, has purified her and given her this knowledge by which she felt now she's able to compare and see what is the benefit and what is this me getting cheated. Someone will say, what is wrong? Let me enjoy my life. Then afterwards I will, now is the time to enjoy. I understand ultimately I have to look for eternal life. These are all temporary, I know. But by the way, what's wrong? Little temporary also chalega. or I will engage in sense gratification. It's all illusion. It's all anyway, it's illusion. So what is wrong, little sense gratification? I will enjoy. He will think. But actually, if he is saying that, he should understand that without giving time, without giving energy, he cannot engage in sense gratification. That means that time, that energy is lost from your limited time that you have from now till death. Every second is very important. That we should finish our mission. We got this human form of life, finish our mission of self-purification to come to the platform of being enlightened, liberated from the material energy, liberated from the attraction to sense objects. How can that be possible? Only if we get attracted to the supreme sense object. Only we get attracted to Krishna's beauty. We get attracted to Krishna's glory, his Vaibhava, his opulences. Even material world is Krishna's opulence. Even this human body is such a complicated, Krishna says it's a yantra, it's a machine. In very deep meaning, it is a machine. Deepest of its meaning, it's a machine. Bio-machine. Trillions of cells are making up this body. How it's all being coordinated. The unlimited intelligence of the Lord is operating everywhere. So we should not waste any time Any time wasted means an opportunity is lost. Suppose sense gratification, you should understand that I am losing an opportunity. The very same time that time that I have, time and energy I put in sense gratification, I could have created an eternal asset for myself by reading Prabhupada's books or chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, or thinking about Krishna, trying to understand Krishna, or serving Krishna in different ways. These are the things that are eternally that matter to the soul. Whereas this sense gratification will come and go. It doesn't stick to us at all. When Devahuti was enjoying, she enjoyed. Afterward, that enjoyment is not sticking to her. It will not stick to. As I said, if at all it wanted to stick to yourself, you have to think about it, contemplate about it, and you have to rejoice it. Oh, it was nice and all those things. But the real enjoyment is gone. It comes and it goes. Unlike the spiritual enjoyment. So these are very simple, common sense understandings. But even this common sense understanding will not strike even to most sharp, materially intelligent person. Unless one has the mercy of associating with Prabhupada, mercy of associating with pure devotees, it will not strike. The most obvious things don't strike. It is not that the science of Krishna consciousness is very complicated. The science of Krishna consciousness is the most obvious. But it has to strike us as the most obvious. Who we are, what we are, why we are in this material world. What is our nature? What is the purpose of life? Nobody just sees such a large scale of ignorance that is going on in this world. The so-called leaders, the so-called intelligent people, they have no idea of why they are born, why they die. They have no idea. It's an assumed factor. Something they do between birth and death. That's all. According to a Vedic perspective, is the most ignorant persons there. They are called Shudras. Kalo Shudra Sambhava. They have no perspective. They don't have a macro picture of existence. They don't have an understanding of why this material world. They don't understand why the law of karma. Nothing they have explanation. But the Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita gives us the entire perspective, gives us the absolute world view by which we can guide ourselves and guide the rest of this humanity. That is the reason why preaching is important. In Krishna consciousness, in our process, preaching is not for converting people. Preaching is for giving absolute education. Education of absolute knowledge. Not that you come from that faith to this faith. That is not the spirit of preaching Krishna consciousness. If at all we say have faith in Krishna, is because we say He is God, have faith in Him. It is not about religion. It is about the absolute truth. It is about the absolute perspective of things as they are. If you say you are not this body, it is not about faith. It is about fact. You don't die, you are eternal. You're traveling in this body, but you're not the body, it's a fact. The next question comes, then what am I? What is my nature? If I am not the body, all that I know about myself now is about the body, but then what is my nature? Yes, athato brahma jijnasa, inquire. That is all there. What is your nature? Why your nature is like that? Why are you seeking for happiness? Because you are Amsha of God, and God is absolute happiness, is the ocean of happiness. Just like a drop of water is salty, just like the ocean is salty, the drop of ocean is also salty. The same way, why are we free? Why we love freedom? Because as it's a nature of spirit to be free. Because the absolute spirit is absolutely free. Like this, everything is seen from a global perspective, universal perspective, not global, universal, existential perspective. That is the perspective of Srimad Bhagavatam. Any questions?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Prabhu, when it comes to activities like reading Srila Prabhupada's books or hearing Srimad Bhagavatam class, you have told several times that we are supposed to take pleasure in such activities. So, is it that there is a flat pleasure associated with such an activity which we are supposed to amplify and take, or how is it, Prabhu?
No, you have to take pleasure means, see, anything in this world or eternal world, everywhere, you take pleasure in something. That is, from your side, you are investing pleasure. If that something is also giving pleasure, then that multiplies your pleasure. Suppose something is giving pleasure. Objectively, there is pleasure. Take a rasgulla. There is a pleasure in it, let us say, objectively. But you tell yourself 100 times, I don't take pleasure in taking rasgulla. Then you cannot enjoy even what the rasgulla is giving. Yes or no? Right? So we have our free will, ananda free will. We should choose to take pleasure in associating with Krishna. If you take pleasure, then that is an investment that you have to make. And it left to the Lord's how much pleasure He multiplies that. Suppose I give you a service, you take pleasure in doing that service to me. I get very happy. Suppose somebody pushes you to do the service and you don't take pleasure, in a very grumbling way you are doing. You're not taking pleasure in doing, isn't it? So I don't feel like reciprocating with the person who is grumbling and doing service. I'm just waiting. When will he stop service? I don't want his service. Correct? So taking pleasure is a very important use of our free will in whatever we do for Krishna. Happily we should do, with taking pleasure we should chant Hare Krishna, taking pleasure in reading Prabhupada's books, which means you are investing your pleasure potency. We all have Sat potency, Chit potency, Ananda potency in tiny drop. Krishna is the ocean of Satchidananda. We have that. Our tiny drop we should invest. Similarly, when you do service for Krishna, God helps those who help themselves. You got tiny capacity to work. You offer all your ability to work. You will see that miracles will happen because God makes you do so many things. His Sat, His power comes into play. In the same way, knowledge, Sat, Chit, Ananda, Chit. You make your efforts to read Prabhupada's book and try to understand, take pleasure and read his books. But please understand that ultimately what you get is not just what is on this print when you read. From within the heart you get the knowledge. The perspectives that come when you read Prabhupada's books, the same purport you read 5 years before, now you read, another 5 years from now, you will get new perspectives, spiritual perspectives. Where is it coming from? It is a reciprocation from Prabhupada. He lives in his words. He is not frozen with these printed words, these books. They are triggers to the ocean of transcendental knowledge. So that way we have to invest in everything. Even in any material endeavor also. If you don't put, you don't get. But it's not, the karmis think that if they put, what they put, they get. This is karmis thinking. But what we as devotees, we say, no, I put little and God helps me. I put what I can and by His mercy I can do more than what I can do myself. And it is so true when it comes to, if it is coming to the point of, if that service is connected to giving pleasure to Prabhupada and Krishna, then your karma is no limit. You simply have to offer whatever you can and desire, you will see ways and means, things will happen. Because it's not your work. Your work is limited by your karma. Your desires are limited by your karma. But if you adopt the desires of Krishna, then Krishna has no circles of karma. The only limitation is how much as an instrument I can handle the energy that comes to me from him. We all have a 60 watt light bulb has 60 watts only. Go more voltage, it will fuse, no? So Lord is unlimited, He can give. Unlimitedly He can empower living entities. But can your body, can your mind take that? That's the only limitation. That limitation, in our terminology, when we say your purification, your purified state is your limitation to how much you can do for Krishna. If you're purified, then you can take these energies. If you're not purified, that energies will, you'll not be able to. Like a bulb gets fused, it'll happen. Any other question?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, a small clarification. Like you told, Sat, Chit, Ananda, these are our basic needs. And that is how Maya keep on bewildering us. But we know that God is the source of Sat, Chit, Ananda. God is the source of Sat Chit Ananda. So and we are his part and parcel. Our position is to serve him. So my question is, why do we forget that we are servant of Krishna? Our only duty is to become servant. Why we want to become master?
One of the characteristic of Sat is freedom. So your nature is Satchidananda. So one of the qualities of Sat is freedom, free will. So your nature you are exhibiting. I want to be free from Krishna. Yes, you can be free. Krishna doesn't force. Give a try. You are an Amsha. You give a try. A field has been left open for you in the material world. According to laws of karma, you go as you sow, so you seed. Go, I will not interfere. You can be an atheist, you need not remember me, nothing. And then you will get the fruits of your karma. Then the living entity goes on doing like this. After many, many lives, he starts thinking, what is this? Because law of karma has both aspects. It delivers sukha and dukkha. I want only sukha. I want freedom, but I want also only sukha. So now I am saying I am having freedom, but I am getting sukha and dukkha. Then the question starts. My Swarupa is Sat Chit Ananda. So Ananda I am not getting. Everywhere Ananda is defeated in this material world. And then that is when you start thinking of, there must be, I am in an abnormal situation. I am looking for my Satchitananda in the wrong direction. I am misdirected. My soul instincts are being misdirected. Only if it is directed towards the source of all Satchidananda, Krishna, then I can be happy. This is a constitutional position. Jaya Grandharaj Srimad Bhagavatam ki